So you really came all this way to stop the Waking Flame from destroying Fargrave?
Something like that.
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. Finding the leader of the cult, watching as she almost completed a deadly ritual, and then allowing her to escape. I never fail like that. And all we have for our trouble is a coded message. Maybe this is Fargrave after all. The city connects to everywhere. Madam Wim must know someone here who can help us with that. In the meantime, we made a deal, and I always honor my commitments. Here, you earned this, my friend.
Little mortal, attend me. We have unfinished business, mortal. The encoded message you recovered from the bathhouse. That may be the key to determining the Waking Flame's next move and revealing the secrets I'm searching for. We must find someone who can decipher it. The masked mortal has the right idea. Fargrave sits on the threshold to everywhere. If there exists a being who can decipher this code, we will find them here. I'd prefer it if we could find someone other than Madam Wim to deal with, however. I have heard of the infamous Mazken who calls herself Madam Wim. I find her practice of turning gossip into profit to be loathsome. But even a filthy Daedrat has its uses, I suppose. Take the note to her and pay whatever it costs for a translation. Go to Madam Wim's establishment, the House of Wims. Show her the encoded note and tell her we need it deciphered. I will meet you there. To make sure we have her undivided attention, and that she understands this is more than a mortal's request. We know of each other. Perhaps our paths have crossed over the millennia, perhaps not. Wim has changed her name and appearance multiple times, or so I've heard. I have no doubt she will do so again, when Fargrave no longer amuses her. You saw what I saw when we first encountered Sister Seldina at the Waking Flame Conclave. Her infernal device can transform Daedra into incarnates, living disasters of immense power. They threaten Nirn, so you should hope I learn everything I can. We learned that Sister Seldina tried to use the votive runes to steal power from the mortals. Power she hoped would destroy the Daedra and allow her to conquer Fargrave. We stopped that plot, but this realm's many portals are too enticing to ignore. They are persistent, if nothing else, these Dagonists. If they truly want to unleash their incarnates on Nirn, using Fargrave's portals makes the most sense. The hope, slender though it may be, is that the encoded note will tell us more.
I'll meet you at the House of Wims. I can help with the negotiations.
Why, Lyrinth, my dear, it would be an honor to assist you in any way I can.
An honor, yes. Mortals, show Wim the note.
Oh, darling, how good of you to once again grace my fine establishment. And I see that my information proved useful. You found Lyrinth. Another customer, satisfied and content. Now, what can Madam Wim do for you this time? While I have many, many talents, deciphering written codes concocted by fanatical mortals is not among them. Are you sure I can't interest you in something a little more luscious? No? Pity. Very well. I may know someone who can help you. You wound me. I thought we were becoming friends. Talk to Gazmod the Collector. His villa on the west side of town contains quite the accumulation of Dagonic paraphernalia. Something in his collection should help, provided you can catch his eye. You owe absolutely nothing, my darling. Lyranth agreed to cover your cost for this bit of inside information. Isn't she a dear? Now, do tell Gazmod that we miss them here at the House of Whims. The place hasn't been the same without them. Oh, don't concern yourself with that, dearest one. I never ask for more than a client can afford. There's no profit in that. When you have time, come back and let Madam Whim show you some of the wares that have made her the talk of Oblivion.
Go downstairs and rouse the anchorite. We'll want her with us when we talk to this collector. Meanwhile, I need to conclude our business here.
Conclude our business? How I love the sound of that. It makes me all a
Was
twitter.
Madam Whim helpful?
I'm not here
Grab
to
a
play
drink and tell me
games,
all about it.
Whim.
But games are some of my favorite activities, dear Lyranth. Come, let me show you what the House of Whims has to offer.
I know I said I was going to help with the negotiations, but look, I don't want to talk about it. Some things are private, personal. You can't just walk up and demand I tell you my deepest, darkest secrets. Sorry. I agreed to talk about my name, my mask, everything. After you proved yourself, and you've certainly done that. When we first met, you asked about my name. Madam Whim gave it to me. I just arrived in Fargrave, and everything before that exact moment was gone. All I had was this mask. I didn't know who I was or where I came from. Still don't. Just one of Madam Whim's little jokes. Means I'm a recluse, a hermit, living a life of seclusion behind a mask I can't remove. Sometimes it feels like memories are stirring deep inside my mind. Because it feels like there's a war raging inside my skull. A war I can't win. Better to drink or whatever. Push them back down to stop the pain behind my eyes. That's my story. At least as much as I know. Now, tell me what Madam Whim said. I've heard of the Collector. Has a villa on the west side of the city. Never met them personally, but I assume they're some sort of Daedra. Makes sense considering their influence and where they live. I'll meet you there. I'll finish this and meet you at the Collector's villa. It's on the west side, in a neighborhood that's strictly Daedric. So be careful, and watch your step until I get there. Where else was I to go? I assumed I awoke in Fargrave for a reason. I stayed to find that reason. And to see if whoever left me here would one day return. Regardless, the city and its people quickly captured my heart. Especially the mortals. Another label assigned by Madam Whim. Stay in her orbit long enough and you'll collect a dozen appellations. I can't stand to see anyone go hungry or be taken advantage of. I try to help and don't ask anything in return. Whim sees that as a weakness. Bits and pieces, but when the memories stir, the pain kicks in. If I try to focus on them, actually make sense of them, the mask burns. It hurts me, like it doesn't want me to remember. Someday, I'll look into those blank spaces, but not today.
Time to go, little mortals.
this mask. It intrigues. It must become a part of Gazmod's collection.
Friend? Why don't you talk to the Collector?
It approaches. It dares speak. Will it offer the mask to compensate for such insults? It invokes Madam Wynn. Wants what belongs to Gazmod and Gazmod alone. It is presumptuous. Leave our gaze. Gazmod no longer wants to look upon it.
I meant no insult by having my mortal speak to you, Collector. We merely seek to borrow a Daganic codebreaker.
Since you're clearly interested, I'll allow you to examine my mask.
No. The Arox must not leave the gallery, but Gazmod will peer at its mask. This way, mask wearer.
Come, little mortal. We must find the Arox. Perhaps the gallery is beyond that door. The Collector let slip that they have a codebreaker called the Arox. We must find it. It appears not all of Gazmod's collection consists of relics.
It dares enter our collection. Does not know we see through many eyes.
An arboretum? This collection is not at all what I imagined.
They made their choices. So be it.
Our collection is as dangerous as it is beautiful.
Perhaps the Daganic relics lie beyond that door. Perhaps the Daganic relics lie beyond that door. This gallery contains but a single display. See what it is.
Few things that walk the Deadlands can hear the name of Arox, the Mutilator, and not soil themselves. Sweet freedom at long last! Arox owes you for this kind indulgence. You have set Arox free. Free! Arox owes you a debt of honor, and Arox will pay it, no matter how long it takes. You have my word. But pray tell, who do I owe this enormous debt of gratitude to? Question not this pitiable form, mortal, for within it beats the heart of the terror of the Deadlands, the sunderer of the seven skies, and the warrior of the floating wastes. I am Arox the Mutilator! And yes, I currently occupy this Daedric body. Daganic codes. Easy as ripping the ears off a banekin. Arox is fluent in the many tongues of the Deadlands. No code can hide its meaning from the Mutilator's eyes. Speaking of eyes, we should leave this place before the Collector looks this way. I have already pledged to honor my debt to you. I will decipher every scroll in the Tower of Lord Dagon's Viscount Scrivener, if that is what you desire. I swear my fealty to you, mortal master. My life and my skills are yours to command. With pleasure, mortal master.
Tries our patience. This monstrosity will destroy it.
Your pack is perfect, master. And I found the encoded note. I will work on translating it forthwith.
We have a Daedrat. Wonderful. Now let's find the anchorite and depart this place.
A little help here? That floating sacrifice wants to make me a permanent part of their Thanks. Let's get out of here and return to Madam Wim's.
Arox has deciphered the note. Daedric troops from Burning Gyre Keep in the Deadlands are preparing to invade Fargrave.
Well done, Rat. Mortal, find out what else the note contains.
That Daedrat talks?
Did you hear what I said, mortal master? Volcanos Nokvraz prepares to send the most fearsome Daedric troops in all the Deadlands to this Nexus city. The destruction will be glorious! It is addressed to some despicable cur named Sister Seldina. A weak-sounding mortal name if ever I heard one. Why one of Mehrunes Dagon's most powerful warlords, not as powerful as Arox, mind you, would deign to aid a weak-named mortal baffles me. Yes, right. Troops stand ready at Burning Gyre Keep. Send word when Fargrave's defenses fall, and the invasion will begin. Dremora blades will take the city, not your incarnates. That is every word, mortal master, whose name is in no way weak. Let us make haste, master.
An excellent idea, Mortal. Use the Plaza of Portals to reach the Deadlands. We'll rendezvous at Burning Gyre Keep.
place smells wonderful,
Livian was
Master.
that?
Great power was
Weapons
just
after
unleashed
a
inside the
battle.
keep. Hurry, mortals. We must see what's going on inside.
Was such a display really necessary?
You require a demonstration of the power of an incarnate, not God.
Oblivion, take you!
You put too much faith in these abominations, Sertina.
With the Riven Cataclysm, Fargrave willed.
They chased you out of Fargrave once. How many more failures must you endure?
Careful, not Raz. Or perhaps I'll
got
point
it.
my incarnate in your direction.
A blade bearer weapon. Here, examine it, mortal. It is the blade bearer's crest. This is not their fortress. Why would that broken sword be here?
My sense of fortress.
Incarnate! Destroy them!
Deal with the incarnate, mortal. I will do what I can to weaken it for you.
That's it. Give him everything you've got.
I've summoned a pool of energy. Go into it. Now, mortal, go to one of my energy pools.
This might have been excessive.
The incarnate failed, Sertina. You failed. Again!
You see failure, I see opportunity. Let's head to the Riven Cataclysm. I have a legion of incarnates to create.
We should leave too. Quickly, mortals, into the portal.
glorious victory. Arox the Mutilator must scratch furiously to celebrate.
Sister Seldina. Twice now, you helped me stop her from harming Fargrave and its people. Thanks for that. I'm not sure why Lyranth chose us, or what she really cares about in all this. But as long as the cult threatens my city, I'll stand by you. Yeah, I heard. I may not remember who I am, or where I came from, but I found a purpose in Fargrave. That's what keeps me going. Protecting the city and its people. I won't rest until we stop Sister Seldina and the Order of the Waking Flame.
We stopped Seldina's ritual and forced her to retreat to Burning Gyre Keep. There, instead of allowing her to summon Nokroz's promised army, we defeated her incarnate. Now she's on the run, back to her Riven Cataclysm. That device intrigues me. And do not forget that Nirn is her ultimate target, little mortal. She plans to use Fargrave to sacrifice your realm to Dagon. But Seldina figured out a way to change the very nature of a Daedra. Truly change it. That bears further investigation. A question I must ponder. There are few places I can think of to hide such a device. None of them pleasant. And there are the Blade Bearers to consider. Why was their sword in the keep? For now, take this as a reward. That is the mortal custom, yes? Are you ready to resume our hunt for the Riven Cataclysm, little mortal? I assumed you'd want time to sample Madame Wynne's delights, or explore the splendors of Fargrave. No? Very well. Let us go before more incarnates are unleashed upon the city. You are not wrong in your summation, but we are not without avenues to explore. Remember the broken sword hilt you found at Burning Gyre Keep? It carries the mark of the Blade Bearers clan. The Blade Bearers are a Dromora clan who forged their own path. They have no allegiance to Mehrunes Dagon, so I find it curious that their crest was found on a broken sword in the keep. I want to determine their involvement. With your aid, of course. The Blade Bearers are nomads, but we should find them at a settlement called Wretched Spire. That's in the Sever region of the Deadlands. We must talk to their kinreeve, Rincaius. I will meet you there. And bring Arox. We may have a use for him. Rincaius is a kinreeve of the Blade Bearers, a clan of nomadic Dromora who bow to no prince. Like the rest of his clan, he is fierce but values honor. He takes pride in his martial skills and the status of his kin. Mortals hold no interest for him. Friends? Hardly. That is a mortal concept. If I understand the idea, it implies affection, vulnerability. That you would attribute such an affiliation to Dromora is amusing. But I have known Rincaius for a long time. We have never been at odds. The Deadlands belong to Mehrunes Dagon, but places exist where his minions rarely go. Wretched Spire stands as a refuge of sorts. A settlement where Dromora without clans and escaped mortal slaves can eke out a meager existence, hence the name. As I said, the Blade Bearers are nomads who do not pledge allegiance to Dagon. As such, they roost in places that aren't under the Prince's direct control. Wretched Spire is one such location. Rincaius' clan can usually be found there this cycle. He might be able to explain how his Blade Bearers came to be at Burning Gyre Keep. If Rincaius knows more about the Waking Flame's activity in the Deadlands than we do, perhaps he can tell us where Sister Seldina and her device are hiding. Then either Rincaius knows about the involvement of his kin, or he does not. If he knows, then he is an enemy, and we may learn something by questioning him. If he does not know, then he is a potential ally, and a powerful one.
You are unlikely to find any of Mehrunes Dagon's servants in Wretched Spire, Master. Long ago, the Prince of Destruction commanded that no Daedra among his legions should look upon that place, or even speak of it. He was quite insistent. Never heard of him, but I do not trust him. I will watch him closely, Master. Sniff out his intentions. I have a keen sense of smell in this otherwise pathetic form. I'd prefer to be huge and powerful again, of course. But this form has some uses. I do not know. Lord Dagon wasn't in the habit of explaining his commandments. I heard the entire town was dropped into the Deadlands from someplace else, but I was never curious enough to investigate further. Sorry to have failed you, Master.
Our work is up.
Doesn't seem like I'm getting much done here.
I see the last of the Fool Killers still consorts with mortals.
And I see a blade bearer who could use a new perspective.
You travel a strange path, Lyranth. I won't ally with kin such as you.
I was not offering an alliance. Mortals, speak to Rinkias. Tell him about burning Gyre Keep.
Mortals in the Deadlands exist only at Mehrunes Dagon's sufferance. They grovel in his cult, toil as his slaves, or skulk and hide in places such as this, in the hope he will forget about them. Which are you? And why do you seek the Blade Bearers? No Blade Bearer would willingly enter a fortress loyal to Lord Dagon. I'm in search of my clan members who disappeared, however. You say you found one of our swords at Burning Jaya Keep. Tell me. An audacious plan? Mehrunes Dagon has swallowed mortal realms before, or at least a portion of them. Such as this settlement you see before you. You are fortunate that their plan failed. What brings you to the Deadlands now? Vengeance? If Dagon's servants struck down my kin to protect this device, I will punish them. But first, they must be found. My scouts followed rumors to Xynoes's jail and Jin's foundry before they vanished. I will begin there. You may accompany me. Jin is a Dremora kin marcher. She studies relics and devices. Xynoes is Zivilai. He studies pain. They are both subordinates of Valkanaz Novkroz, who you say you encountered at Burning Jaya Keep. When Dagon's purposes interfere with our own, we gladly fight his minions. Prince Dagon knows this and welcomes it. We have met the Valkanaz in battle before. This business of mortal secrets and missing Dremora is new, however. The Blade Bearers come to Wretched Spire every cycle. It provides a place to plot our next campaign against rival clans. When one of our war parties never arrived, I dispatched scouts to find it. They made one report. Then they too disappeared. Kinmarcher Jind oversees a foundry in the Sever, not far from Wretched Spire. Xynoes is a master of a jail in the Burn, a place of suffering. My scouts reported that both seek information about mortal dealings, each in their own way. It is unusual for two high-ranking lieutenants of Valkanaz Novkroz to suddenly concern themselves with mortals, yes. Novkroz has nothing but contempt for your kind. Is that all? I grow impatient. Ika, Drozu, stay vigilant. It's possible our clanmates will return while I am gone.
My wares are heavy. Some would say it's dangerous to be hauling them around the way I do under a sky like this. Care to lighten my load? Surprising, but acceptable. Surprising, but acceptable.
I expected you to be killed on your way here. Perhaps you are more capable than you appear. This is the Foundry of Jind, kin marcher under Valkanaz Novkroz. Here she supervises Dremora who study and devise things of interest to the Valkanaz. Look for strange devices or documents about mortal machines in Jin's foundry. I will search for signs of my blade bearers and question any churls I find. There is a ritual site to the north. Meet me there when you finish searching the foundry. That would be an inefficient use of my time and abilities. Do not expect me to guard you, mortal, but if you die, as mortals are prone to do, I shall inform Lyrinth, at my convenience. I've had few dealings with Kinmarcher Jind, but I have reservations about any Dremora who dabbles in mortal inventions. It is an unseemly habit. Dislike? One must be familiar with something to dislike it. I am unfamiliar with your kind, and not especially curious. You are simply unimportant. I mean no insult. I'm sure you are very important to you, as far as mortals are concerned. Comfort is not a concept I give much thought to. It is something mortals seek, to protect them from fears and cares. Or so I have heard. Dremora know little of fear, so the relative merits of being comfortable or uncomfortable are meaningless. I will only wait for a brief period at the ritual site after I complete my own investigations. Search quickly if you wish to compare notes.
That Ringkias doesn't know what to make of you, Master. He seems like the suspicious type.
That's over with, I suppose. Great area for harvesting. For glory!
If you find it, we may learn something. There it is. Touch it, and you hear the victim's last thoughts.
I knew that line.
Enemies make the best death.
Even if I did translate the note story of Sister Sultana. Knockroth thinks he can make his own catalyst. Let them kill me. He'll never match Sister Sultana's brilliance.
Ah, Knockroth seeks to undermine the mortal Seldina. Two factions vying for Lord Dagon's favor. Let us hope for rivers of blood. strange drawing, Master. Does Jind intend to construct this thing?
That's the last of them. good mood when they made this place.
The Zivilai will grind your mortal bones to ash if he sends you here. Xynoaz is one of Valknar's Novkroz's most fearsome underlings. He commands many Dremora. I do not know if he and Jinn work together for their master or if they compete for his approval. Blade Bearers would not allow themselves to be seen by you, so do not waste your time looking for them. Search for information about the mortal device that drew my scouts to this site. I will look for my kin. You exhaust me with all these questions. Are all mortals so uncertain? There is a scouts camp north of Xynoaz's jail. I will await you there, but do not dawdle. My patience is extremely limited. Zivilai are reckless creatures. They rely on wild emotion and brute strength instead of skill and strategy. Dangerous to the weak or the unwary. You are still here. Was I not specific enough in my warning? Stay alert, mortal. You seem to handle yourself well, but Xynoaz is dangerous.
Crafted runic crux. Whatever ritual they plan to use it for will most likely fail.
Fight? Good.
Not one of these monsters. Daedra. Tormentors. They questioned me. Wanted me to demonstrate how to inscribe the runes. I tried to resist. Tell Sister Seltina. I tried. The Cataclyst's runic crux. The focus of its power. These Daedra wanted to make their own. I didn't tell them everything. Tell Sister Seltina. I did not reveal the Blind Seer's final gift. I never met him, but he invented the Cataclyst. We followed his schematics. The day of Lord Dagon's triumph draws near. I hope to see it. Damn Nokfroz and his torturer. Hidden. Safe. Nokfroz envies us. Hates Sister Seltina. Nokfroz fears that mortals will bring about Lord Dagon's triumph. Not Dremora. So he had me tortured. Help me.
Weakling. He probably didn't even provide the torturer with much sport. More scratchings? They really are trying to build their own Cataclysm Master.
I do not wish to linger. You have found information. Perhaps you have proven yourself a useful companion after all. What have you learned? Of course. Akhanaz Novkroz refuses to accept that the mortal followers of Mehrunes Dagon can succeed where he has failed. A useful insight. What else did you find out? Blind seer. That means nothing to me. Nor can I make sense of the drawing. The runic crux, however. The work seems poorly done. Xynoaz's methods have their limitations. I found something as well. A hidden message from my blade bearers. No, but they confirmed what you told me at Wretched Spire. This device is a danger to all Dremora. How they found out, my kin did not say, but they were moving on to Kin Marcher Jin's foundry. Meet me there, mortal. We will leave this place. I doubt a mortal can survive the trek to Kin Marcher Jin's territory, but One can hope.
Come and take us!
The mortal woman dares command Jind and Nok'Vroz? Arrogant. Why does she need so many Dremora?
We have a task that awaits us within the Sever, yet you linger. Mortal curiosity must be exhausting. For what purpose? Prince Dagon commanded Valknar's Nok'Vroz and his subordinates to assist the mortals of his waking flame cult. Or so I heard. If the mortals devised a tool for the prince's use, why would the Valknars need one of his own? This reeks of mortal lies and trickery. Mortals do not enslave kin. And yet, I found signs left by my blade bearers. Kin of many clans gathered here before they were taken somewhere else. If neither Xynoas nor Jind have them, that is the obvious conclusion. Yet I do not know where this mortal Seldina and her waking flame cult are hiding. I dislike the notion, but Lyranth may know where we should look next. Defective parts, strange scribblings, the inventions of a blind seer. I hope Lyranth learned more in Fargrave.
Inventions of a blind seer. The inventions of a blind seer. Interesting. I believe we know his name.
Elagian. That's what I remembered earlier. Lyranth helped me.
Elagian? That old lunatic? He was locked in the blood pit last I knew.
Did that Daedrat talk?
This pathetic form holds Aarox the Mutilator, Titan of Destruction! Master, let's talk. Not so long ago, the blood pit trembled at the mere rumor of my approach. They cowered before me. I first encountered Elagian there. He was quite mad. Probably still is. I'm not sure what he'll be able to tell you, Master. The Blood Pit is a foul prison that I once oversaw. When I was cursed, I awoke there in this reduced form, cast down with others who offended Mehrunes Dagon. That's where I met Elagian. He was locked in a prison within the prison. The Durance Vile. Master, I am not sure if Elagian knows who Elagian is, or why he is there. You'll see. The Blood Pit lies northwest of Burning Gyre Keep. I can guide you, but the presence of powerful Daedra not aligned with Prince Dagon will be noticed. The Blood Pit imprisons disloyal Daedra with mystic wards. Lyranth and the Blade Bearer would have to shatter those wards to enter. Mortals, the walls and locks are enough to bar your path. Your Dremora allies cannot come with us. I was imprisoned there before I escaped, only to be captured by the Collector. Damn his many eyes! They never were able to overcome my natural immunity to the wards. Something to do with my position before I was cursed, I imagine. Probably not. Mortals are delicate about such things. The Blood Pit is a cruel place, Master. Prince Dagon sends his enemies there to suffer. Mortal prisoners do not last long, unless they are valuable in some way. Let us depart, Master.
Let's meet at the Blood Pit. If I know Elagian, maybe he knows me. Over here.